You tell people you don't care about your birthday, but is that really true? Someone asks what you're doing to celebrate. You say, nothing really. And for a second, their face changes, as if your answer means sadness, as if no party means something is wrong with you. But what if it doesn't? What if not celebrating your birthday is not emptiness, but a small clue about how your mind learned to protect itself? And this is where it gets interesting, because people who don't care about their birthdays usually fall into 3 types, and by the end, you'll probably realize which one you are. Let's start with the first. These are people for whom birthdays became complicated because they carried too much expectation. As a child, a birthday can feel enormous. It is the one day when the world is supposed to turn toward you. People are supposed to remember. Someone is supposed to make an effort. You're supposed to feel chosen. And when that happens, it can be beautiful. But when it does not happen, the disappointment can feel strangely personal. Not because a party matters that much, but because the mind often reads attention as proof of importance. So if the day did not feel as special as you hoped, you probably won't conclude that it was just an ordinary day. You'll more likely think, maybe I'm not that important. After enough moments like that, the mind begins to protect itself in a very simple way. It quietly teaches you to want less. Psychologists studying learned helplessness have shown that repeated experiences of powerlessness can make people less likely to try again, even when change becomes possible later. In everyday life, that can look very soft. You stop mentioning the date. You stop imagining anything. You stop giving people the chance to disappoint you. From the outside, it looks like indifference. Inside, it may be an old form of safety. The mind says, if I expect nothing, nothing can hurt me. Then, there's the second type. For them, it is not pain, not sadness, just discomfort with being seen. A birthday puts you in the center. People look at you, they send messages, they ask what you want, they expect you to receive attention gracefully. And for some people, that feels uncomfortable. It feels exposed, because attention is not always experienced as warmth. Sometimes it feels like pressure. You have to respond correctly, smile correctly, feel grateful enough, look happy enough. And if you do not perform the emotion people expect, you may feel guilty, as if you somehow failed at being happy on your own day. So it becomes easier to treat it like any other day. No gathering, no announcement, no spotlight. Just a calm day where nobody expects anything from you. This connects to something psychologist Jennifer Crocker studied, contingencies of self-worth. The idea is that some people's sense of worth becomes tied to whether certain situations go well. A birthday can become one of those situations. If many people remember, you feel loved. If only a few people remember, you feel forgotten. And if someone important forgets, the whole day turns heavy. So instead of letting one date decide how much you matter to others, you stop waiting to see who remembers. Then there is the third type, a person who genuinely doesn't mind. They are not avoiding disappointment. They are not hiding from attention. They simply do not need the ritual in order to feel real. They can appreciate one message without needing 20. They can enjoy a quiet dinner without needing proof that the day mattered. They can wake up older and feel no need to turn it into a performance. Self-determination theory, developed by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, suggests that well-being is connected to autonomy, competence, and relatedness, not only external rewards or public recognition. That may explain why some people do not feel empty when their birthday is small. Their sense of meaning is not built around the ceremony. They may feel loved in ordinary conversations. They may feel valuable through what they create. They may feel alive on ordinary days when nothing special is happening. And in a culture that turns every milestone into content, that can look strange, because we are used to measuring happiness by proof other people can see. But some people have learned that happiness does not always need proof. The peace itself is enough. Sometimes the most honest birthday is waking up, making coffee, going for a walk, answering 2 messages, and feeling no need to justify how you spend it. Still, there is one important question. When you say you do not care about your birthday, what do you feel in your body? Do you feel calm, or do you feel a small tightness? Because that difference matters. Calm may mean freedom. Tightness may mean there's still an old hope under the surface, a hope you'll learn to hide, so no one could watch it go unanswered. Psychologists call this an anniversary reaction, when a meaningful date brings back old emotions, even years later. So if your birthday makes you heavy, distant, irritated, or numb, it may not be just a day to your nervous system. It may be a reminder of who showed up, who did not, who made you feel celebrated, who made you feel like you were asking for too much. And if that is true, you do not have to force yourself into balloons and forced smiles. But you also do not have to pretend you never wanted tenderness. There is a quiet difference between not needing celebration and not allowing yourself to need anything at all. One is peace, the other is protection. And protection deserves compassion too, because maybe your relationship with your birthday was never really about birthdays. Maybe it was about being remembered without having to ask, being chosen without having to perform, being allowed to matter without making yourself impressive first. So if you do not celebrate, that does not automatically mean something is wrong with you. Maybe you simply stepped away from empty rituals, maybe you feel whole in softer ways, or maybe your mind learned to expect less, because once you hoped for more, and it didn't come. None of that makes you broken. It makes you human. And maybe the first real gift is not a celebration. Maybe it is honesty. If this felt familiar, leave a quiet comment below. And subscribe if you want to understand the hidden reasons behind what people do, the things that look strange from the outside, but make perfect sense underneath.